Made possible through support from PASCO, Personal Assistance Services of Colorado, the Arc of Aurora, and Developmental Pathways. A THINK+change training.
Hey, this is Jeff, and
I'm Petrie. We are advocates with the Arc of Aurora here today to present a THINK+change training on a specific topic as it pertains to people with IDD. Today we are discussing rights in a...
Oh, I thought I...
You go ahead, say it, sorry.
What are my rights in a physical setting?
Well done, Jeff.
And I believe the most common acronym thingy-majig that goes along with that is ADA.
ADA, that's right.
So what does ADA stand for, and what does it mean?
Happy to share. ADA stands for Americans with Disabilities Act. This became federal law in 1990, and it is a civil rights law that affects all areas of public life, affording all of the same rights and opportunities to people with disabilities as to people who do not have disabilities. It includes employment, education, transportation, access to public venues that are open to the general public, and a variety of other areas. In terms of education, it means that the person has the same rights to access the education as any other person. In terms of employment, it means a person with a disability still has the same opportunities to apply for jobs and have employment without discrimination against them. Same thing with transportation. Public buildings such as hotels, movie theaters, restaurants, all need to have access for people who have some kind of a disability.
And that's not just getting in the building, right? That's like also once you're in there,
once you're
bathrooms.
in, absolutely. Being able to navigate any environment that is available to any human. These people now have the right to have access to those places.
Great. Well, I think oftentimes with ADA, people are kind of confused.
Yeah.
I hear it thrown out a lot. Hey, through ADA, this or that.
Right.
So I kind of came up with a 3-question quiz that I'm going to give you, Petrie, Miss Know-It-All.
On the hot seat.
Yeah. Well, you just explained what ADA is, so I hope you can get these questions right.
I hope so,
I'm going
too.
to give you a scenario.
Okay.
And then you say yes or no if the person's rights are protected by ADA in that scenario.
Okay, great. I'm ready.
This first one, it actually looks like a tongue twister. Warren was not served at Wally's Waffle World because he had a service dog.
That is absolutely an ADA violation.
Correct. Scenario number 2. The cashier at Bert's hardware store would not turn down his radio after Oscar's dad said his son with autism is very sensitive to loud noise.
While maybe that's a little bit insensitive, that is not an ADA violation.
Correct.
Okay.
Because once again, we're talking more about the physical setting, and that's more of a sensory part. And I think the cashier at Bert's was very rude, but it wasn't against the law.
Exactly.
Okay, scenario number 3. So you're 2 for 2.
Okay.
I hope you're not looking at the answers, though.
I'm not looking at your answers.
For those of you only listening. So scenario 3. Francisco could not enter the old city rec center because his wheelchair could not get up the stairs into the building.
That is absolutely a violation of ADA.
Correct.
That rec center should have been retrofitted with a ramp so that he has access into the building.
All right, you got 3 out of 3, Petrie, so it looks like you do know what you're talking about.
Thank goodness.
What does Francisco do if he can't get into the old rec center?
That's a good question. And there are still a lot of issues with with accessibility, right? So what does happen? What should Francisco do if he's trying to go into the rec center for a little R&R and he can't get into the building? A couple of things. You can, again, reach out to any kind of legal advocacy organization. They may be able to help you, or if they can't help you for whatever reason, they may be able to point you in the direction of another legal organization.
So you wouldn't just call the cops on them?
I don't think that would really do much good, right? I mean, you really want to try and kind of get more to the heart of the matter, which is federal law. The cops really can't necessarily do anything about that. More of a systems change is what's going to help you. Also, reaching out to the Office of Civil Rights is always a good choice to make, because that's what they do all day long, every day.
And if you're not sure who to reach out to, contact your local ARC, talk to an advocate, and we'll send you in the right direction. Yep.
We are always ready and willing to offer any kind of connections to supports in case you're just not quite sure where to turn.
Okay, I think I have a better idea what ADA is.
Yeah, absolutely.
What it's for and what it's not for.
And it's broken down into various, as I mentioned, realms of the environment. So if you have specific questions on how it pertains to transportation or education, you can actually look it up, and they're kind of sectioned by titles. You can go through and look through each one of those to get a better understanding of how it pertains to a person with a disability.
Great.
Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this topic today. We hope it's been helpful. There are more Think Change trainings to come, so stay tuned.
We'll catch you next time.